Hello, New York Yankees fans. We have brand new exclusive videos and the latest news for you. Before we get started, we'd like to invite you to join our channel and give this video a like. It's crucial to get exclusive access to the latest updates. The news that exploded this morning hit the baseball world like a thunderclap, shaking the foundation of the New York Yankees organization in a way that only true breaking news can do. Reports have confirmed that manager Aaron Boone has been officially dismissed from his duties, ending a tenure that was both filled with promise and haunted by frustration. Fans have been whispering for weeks, analysts have been dissecting every move, and the tension in the Bronx had reached a boiling point. Now it's no longer speculation, no longer a matter of what-ifs, but a concrete fact. Boone is out. The reaction across the league has been immediate, with insiders calling it both a bold and necessary move. To understand the gravity of this development, one must look at the expectations tied to Boone when he first stepped into the dugout. He wasn't just hired to be a manager. He was chosen to be a symbol of continuity, charisma, and tactical sharpness. For years, ownership and fans believed that Boone's steady hand and understanding of the Yankee culture would eventually bring the elusive World Series trophy back. Instead, the years have rolled by, and the narrative has shifted completely. For many supporters, the departure of Aaron Boone is both a relief and a bittersweet moment, because while the dream of consistent postseason dominance never truly materialized under his watch, there were still flashes of brilliance that reminded everyone why he was chosen in the first place. Boone was more than just a manager. He was a player-turned-leader who understood the weight of the pinstripes, someone who once delivered one of the most iconic home runs in franchise history. Fans had hoped that his managerial career would echo that same magic, that he would be the man to channel Yankee tradition into a new era of dominance. Yet, as season after season ended in disappointment, the chants in the stands grew louder, the headlines more critical, and the doubts impossible to silence. His strategies were questioned, his bullpen decisions scrutinized, his handling of young talent debated endlessly on sports radio and social media. It seemed every October followed the same script. Regular season promise followed by playoff heartbreak. In a city where only championships matter, patience is a luxury, and Boone's time finally ran out. The firing of Aaron Boone also raises questions that go far beyond one man's performance in the dugout. It points to a larger crisis inside the Yankees organization, a fundamental disconnect between vision and execution. Ownership has poured millions into star players, built rosters with explosive offensive firepower, and trusted the process of analytics blended with traditional instincts. Yet, year after year, the outcome has fallen short of the ultimate prize. Boone became the face of those shortcomings, a lightning rod for criticism even when other factors were at play. Pitching depth, injuries, and inconsistent bats often played as much a role as his decision-making. But in the unforgiving environment of New York sports, excuses don't survive long. The timing of the firing suggests urgency, a recognition that something drastic had to be done to reset the course before the next chapter of Yankee history unfolds. It feels like the kind of decision meant not just to change the present, but to send a message about the future, one that says mediocrity will never be acceptable under the bright lights of Yankee Stadium. Insiders close to the team suggest that the pressure on Boone had reached unbearable levels over the past few weeks. Conversations in the clubhouse hinted at a manager struggling to keep everyone on the same page, with veterans quietly questioning his tactical adjustments and younger players seeking clearer guidance. The chemistry wasn't toxic, but it also wasn't thriving. And for a team like the Yankees, where expectations are sky high, good enough is never enough. The media's circus surrounding each loss amplified the pressure, dissecting Boone's every post-game comment, searching for signs of wear and tear in his demeanor. Sources claim that even within the front office, debates have been raging for months about whether his leadership style still aligned with the evolving vision of the franchise. Some executives wanted to give him more time. Others believed drastic change was overdue. Ultimately, Hal Steinbrenner and Brian Cashman could no longer ignore the growing narrative. By letting him go now, they may hope to not only salvage fan confidence, but also spark a new sense of urgency within the roster itself. A fresh voice might be exactly what's needed. For the fan base, reactions are divided but passionate. There are those who are celebrating the decision, convinced that Boone's tactical missteps cost the Yankees key playoff opportunities. These critics point to moments when the bullpen was mismanaged, when lineup adjustments seemed late, or when momentum was squandered because of conservative strategies. They argue that a team with this much talent deserves a sharper, more fearless leader who isn't afraid to make bold calls in the biggest moments. On the other side, some supporters are mourning the end of an era, pointing to Boone's ability to steady the team through injuries, controversies, and intense media scrutiny. They believe he was more of a scapegoat than the root problem, someone who took the fall for deeper issues in roster construction and organizational philosophy. For them, the firing feels unfair, a reminder that in New York, patience is rare and loyalty thinner than a one-run lead. The debate raging online is fierce, with hashtags trending across Twitter, fans clashing on podcasts, and pundits declaring this the biggest shakeup in the Bronx since Joe Girardi's departure. The ripple effects of Boone's dismissal extend well beyond Yankee Stadium. Rival teams are watching closely, speculating on whether Boone will quickly land another job in Major League Baseball. His track record, while polarizing, still features consistent postseason appearances, strong relationships with players, and an ability to handle the New York media machine better than most. For franchises in need of a steadying presence or someone who can bridge analytics with clubhouse chemistry, Boone might be an attractive option. Meanwhile, the Yankees themselves now face the daunting challenge of finding the right replacement. The list of potential candidates is already fueling rumors. Experienced veterans like Buck Showalter or up-and-coming minds from within the system could all be considered. Each name carries its own implications, shaping how fans and players will perceive the next chapter. The pressure to get this hire right cannot be overstated because in the Bronx, second chances are rare and expectations remain sky-high no matter who sits at the top of the dugout stairs. Financially, the decision underscores the magnitude of the Yankees' ambitions. This is an organization with one of the highest payrolls in the sport, a franchise that measures success not by playoff berths, but by championships. Every season without a World Series appearance is considered a failure, and that pressure trickles down to every corner of the team. Boone's firing is a costly move, both in terms of contracts and in terms of resetting the culture. Ownership is clearly signaling that nothing short of excellence will be tolerated. This move may also be intended as a warning shot to the players themselves, reminding them that no one is safe from accountability, no matter their role. In the world of professional sports, accountability is currency, and today the Yankees paid a high price to buy back credibility. For rival fans, this turmoil might look like chaos, but for Yankee supporters, it feels like a dramatic turning point, the kind of decision that could either spark a resurgence or deepen the crisis. Either way, the spotlight burns brighter than ever on baseball's most iconic franchise. Ultimately, Aaron Boone's departure marks the end of a complicated chapter in Yankees history, one filled with moments of hope, stretches of disappointment, and constant debates about what it truly means to lead in New York. He arrived with fanfare, carried himself with dignity, and leaves with a resume that will forever be debated in sports bars and radio call-ins. Was he undone by bad luck or by flawed strategies? Was he the victim of organizational misalignment or simply not the right man for the moment? Those questions may never have a definitive answer, but what's certain is that the Yankees now stand at a crossroads. The pinstripes are more than just a uniform. They are a symbol of baseball excellence, and whoever steps into Boone's shoes will inherit both the weight of history and the roar of expectation. As the Bronx buzzes with speculation and the league reacts with surprise, one thing is clear. The Yankees are once again rewriting their story, and the next chapter promises to be as dramatic as the game itself. The search for Aaron Boone's successor is already setting the baseball rumor mill on fire, with insiders and fans throwing out names as if the offseason were already in full swing. The Yankees are not just looking for a new manager. They're searching for someone who can reignite a dynasty, someone who can restore the aura of intimidation that once defined the Bronx Bombers. Every whisper from the front office is being magnified. Every speculative tweet dissected for hidden meaning. Will the Yankees chase a proven veteran, someone with rings and gravitas, or will they gamble on an innovative young manager who can bring fresh ideas? The urgency is real because in New York there's no such thing as a quiet transition. The new hire will inherit a team stacked with star talent but weighed down by years of unmet expectations. For the players, it means adjusting quickly. For the fans, it means renewing hope. And for the organization, it means proving they still set the standard in Major League Baseball. The decision will shape not just the next season, but potentially the entire decade of Yankees baseball, because a franchise like this doesn't think small. Everything they do echoes. Behind the scenes, there are already whispers that ownership is leaning toward a dramatic change in philosophy. Some reports suggest the Yankees may look for a manager less tied to analytics and more focused on gut instinct, someone who can balance numbers with the intangible feel of the game. Others claim the opposite, arguing that the organization wants to double down on the analytical approach, pushing for a manager who embraces data even more aggressively. These competing narratives only fuel the drama, making the search process a soap opera of speculation. The stakes are massive because whoever steps in will need to immediately earn the trust of both players and fans. Veterans in the clubhouse want clarity, leadership, and confidence, while younger players crave development and opportunity. The wrong hire could fracture the locker room, while the right one could instantly set the stage for a championship run. Every hour that passes without an announcement adds fuel to the speculation, with fans refreshing social media feeds and analysts debating endlessly on sports networks. The Yankees have once again made themselves the center of the baseball universe, and this spotlight is only intensifying. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. For Aaron Boone himself, the story doesn't end here. Already, there's chatter across the league about where he might land next. Boone's reputation is far from ruined. In fact, many insiders believe he will be a sought-after candidate for other managerial openings. His ability to navigate the relentless New York media, keep a team competitive despite injuries, and lead with calm authority makes him attractive to smaller market teams or even franchises looking to rebrand. Some even speculate he could transition into a front office role or a high-profile broadcast position, where his charisma and experience would shine. Boone's dismissal may sting now, but history has shown that managers who survive the crucible of New York often find success elsewhere. For Boone personally, this might be less of an ending and more of a turning point. The baseball world loves redemption arcs, and if Boone resurfaces with another franchise and thrives, the narrative around him could completely flip. Fans in the Bronx might one day look back and wonder if letting him go was the right move, but for now, the chapter is closed, and both Boone and the Yankees are charting separate, uncertain futures. Inside the Yankees locker room, reactions to Boone's departure are reportedly mixed. Some players are said to have grown weary of his calm approach, craving a more fiery, demanding presence to push them harder in critical moments. Others, however, are reportedly devastated, crediting Boone for his loyalty, patience, and the way he defended them against harsh media criticism. The divide mirrors the fan base itself, reflecting how complicated his tenure truly was. Baseball is as much about relationships as it is about strategy, and losing a manager who commanded respect, even imperfectly, is never simple. Veterans who built strong bonds with Boone may feel unsettled, while rookies who counted on his steady guidance could suddenly feel exposed. On the flip side, a managerial shakeup often jolts a team into sharper focus, forcing players to prove themselves all over again. For the Yankees, this moment could either fracture chemistry or reignite competitive fire. What's clear is that no one inside that clubhouse is unaffected by today's news. The Yankees are not just losing a manager. They're losing a familiar voice, a daily presence, and someone who knew how to navigate the pressures unique to playing under the bright lights of New York City. From a historical perspective, Boone's firing is the kind of moment that will be etched into the long narrative of Yankees lore. Every era in this franchise is defined by seismic shifts, and this feels like one of those turning points. Just as Joe Torre's exit ushered in the Joe Girardi era, Boone's departure opens the door for the next great storyline. Fans who live and breathe Yankees history understand that the team is constantly measured against its own legendary past, and that makes transitions like this even more dramatic. The Yankees don't simply change managers, they change eras. The comparison to past dynasties will be unavoidable, and whoever comes next will be judged not only by wins and losses, but by how they stack up against the ghosts of Yankee Stadium. Boone's tenure will be remembered as a period of promise and frustration, but also as part of the relentless cycle of reinvention that keeps this franchise relevant. That's the paradox of Yankees baseball. Every ending is also the beginning of another epic saga. As sports writers scramble to frame today's news, one thing is certain. History in the Bronx has just turned a new page. For rival fans, Boone's firing is both entertainment and warning. Across Boston, Houston, and Los Angeles, rival supporters are laughing at the chaos while also acknowledging what it means. The Yankees are about to get serious. When the Bronx Bombers make a move this bold, it's usually followed by a statement of intent, whether that's a blockbuster hire, a major free agent signing, or a total cultural reset. Boone's dismissal may be viewed as blood in the water by competitors, but it also signals that the Yankees won't accept lingering in mediocrity. The rivalry dynamics are instantly affected, because if New York finds the right replacement, it could shift the balance of power in the American League. Opposing managers know what it means when the Yankees feel cornered. They fight back, and they fight hard. This decision reverberates not just inside Yankee Stadium, but across the league, altering strategies, sparking rumors, and fueling endless debates. For fans of other teams, today's headlines are a chance to poke fun at the Bronx, but deep down they understand. An angry, motivated Yankees organization is one of the most dangerous forces in professional sports. In the days ahead, the speculation will only intensify. Sports talk shows will run with every rumor. Fans will flood phone lines with their preferred candidates, and insiders will tease cryptic updates about secret meetings and potential interviews. Every detail will be magnified. Was a scout seen at another ballpark? Did a former manager just update his social media profile? Did a player drop a hint in a post-game interview? This is the kind of frenzy only the Yankees can generate, because the brand is bigger than baseball itself. In New York, the Yankees are theater, spectacle, and soap opera rolled into one. Aaron Boone's firing is the opening act of what promises to be a blockbuster off-season drama, and everyone, from casual fans to die-hard season ticket holders, will be watching. The energy in the Bronx is electric, restless, and hungry for answers. One chapter has ended, but the story is far from over. In fact, it's only just beginning, and like every great Yankees saga, it will be filled with tension, drama, and the ever-present chase for baseball immortality. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.